CEO and founder of Juvenile Justice Impact. And tonight we have with us some amazing guests who are also going to be present at our February 17th forum in City Hall from 5 to 8 p.m. And we can't express enough about this important topic. We invite the entire community to come together. We want everyone to not only attend, but we want everyone to leave having a sense of purpose, leaving out. We want everyone to walk out of that door knowing that they're going to make a difference in our community. Shauna, tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about why this is important for you to be a part of it.
Thank you so much. I'm Shauna Brennan, and I'm the founder of Regeneration Vision Center, where we provide vocational training and aftercare services to survivors of sex trafficking. One of the most compelling things for me, Dr. Fennick, is the scope of this problem. Nevada and Las Vegas in particular is in the top 5 cities in the United States for sex trafficking. Many of these boys, girls, young men and women are unfortunately our neighbors, our sons and daughters. This is a very, very important topic for us. It's not well known, but we do have some abductions that happen here and some luring that happens through the internet and other. Most popular is promising you, say, a modeling contract, then you get in there and then you're taken into the life. It's very terrible circumstances, and we really want to get the word out there about some of these methodologies that these bad actors are doing so we can be prepared. We want to help each other. And then, of course, when people are able to leave that life, we want to provide them with opportunity. So it's really a pleasure to be able to participate.
And I love this because, we all come from such vast backgrounds. And Shauna was even saying, like, some of the things we're going to be talking about in our forum on February 17th at City Hall is how many people here have had a teenager that goes online and thinks that they're ordering a t-shirt or winning a prize. Tell them a little bit about that.
And unfortunately, it's not just the teenagers, it's young children, 7, 8, 9 years old. That one of the most popular luring techniques now is people to be playing the game and they're acting like they're also 7, and they'll impersonate. They'll try to get the address out of the child or some identifying information, or they'll ask them to send them a picture. The children don't realize that the picture has your metadata and they have your address on there or some other identifying information. The other thing that's very common is to say that you have won something, so we need your address so we can send you the t-shirt. And so the children are so excited to have won something, and so they want that t-shirt. It's usually something very popular, or their team or their band. And so they will give the address. They don't realize that they have just given their address to a predator. So there's a lot of things that the parents can do. We'll have some tools, so come on, and we'll give some resources about ways that the parents can educate the children, make them aware. But it's a kind of thing that didn't exist before the internet. And so there's just, again, a lot of bad actors that we have to be one step ahead of them.
Scary times.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Definitely join us because we have a lot of important people on the panel that could speak on sex trafficking, human trafficking, and we're going to be discussing the underlying causes of sex trafficking, and also bringing awareness to the parents of the children as well. So definitely you need to be there.
So many parents think, that would never happen to my son or my daughter, but it's just so unfortunately. I mean, Maria and I are on the phone almost every night, texting each other about, can you believe they're talking about it again? John Huck is always bringing up in the news like all these massive, sex we're watching the news.
10 o'clock news.
10 o'clock news, and I'm like, are you watching the news? Here it is again, And unfortunately, Sex Trafficking Month typically is January. However, it's every single day of the year. It's every single month of the year. And, we're talking about it in February, and this is the time when we're doing it, and that's when they had their opening, and this is what was meant to be, and I just think that it's timely, and I think that having it in January or February, June, July, October, November, that's when it just needs to be talked about more often, I believe.
I totally agree.
And I agree. Human sex trafficking is real. It happens to your mother. If you got a good-looking mom that's out there and she holds her age well, these predators will go to your mother, they'll go to your sister, your daughter, your best friend. Don't think you're untouchable. It's not about if you're rich or if you're poor or what neighborhood you live in. It's about how aware you are. My vision and mission is to make people aware and care. aware that there's a problem, care enough to do something about it. In my own family, I had a situation where my goddaughter who wanted to be a model, she answered a modeling ad. And when she answered the modeling ad, they told her they were going to give her a round-trip ticket to Spain. And once she got into Spain, she'd be able to walk the catwalk, the red carpet, Dolce & Gabbana, all this and that. She saw the pictures of these beautiful models. It was all fake, okay? It was all fake. The only thing real going on was they had my goddaughter's real picture. They had her real beautiful picture. So they took that picture, they invited her out. She's thinking she made the big time. You know, she calls me up. She says, look, I'm in this beautiful penthouse. She's out there in Spain. That only lasted like 3 days. After that, there was no more penthouse. Okay, it was some storage shed. It was some warehouse. They were being drugged through the vents. You know, whatever they were releasing through the air-conditioned vent was knocking these girls out. They were being formed to do things I can't even talk about. But the bottom line was it was very scary. It could have cost her life. It took us 9 months to get her back. And this is very real. And I've been on this thing for 6 years now. I'm 57, and for 6 years I've been in Vegas. I've been a humanitarian ambassador for peace for 16 years. But for 6 years I've been focused on the human sex trafficking because it happens. It happens every day. It has no boundary. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. It doesn't matter if you're from another country or from Las Vegas or from New York. Okay, it doesn't matter if you speak English. Okay, it's all about the same bottom line. They're gonna make a sex slave out of you. There's no pretty way to put it because there's nothing pretty about it. Okay, that's what they're gonna do. They're targeting you, your vulnerability, your innocence, and after that, you're only half alive. You know, they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I don't believe that. I think what doesn't kill you leaves you half alive because you're never the same person you were before. Okay, so to me, all you people in the system out here that have the power to put people away, put the bad guy away, start treating these guys like they murdered these girls, okay? Because whoever our little girl was that we lost, that's not who we get back. Whatever sister, mother, best friend that you lost, it's not who you get back. You get half the person back. This is real. This is really real. These people need to be treated like they committed murder, okay? Because what doesn't kill you leaves you half alive. And it wasn't them that left you alive, it was your will. You don't know what these girls go through. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand, what they go through, all right? When I was a kid, I went through some stuff. I'm not going to talk about it because it gets too detailed. Don't want to trigger anybody. But here's the thing. One day, it's right in your own house, okay? You got a pedophile in your house, and you're going through stuff at your house. And then you grow up, maybe you run away, you get away, but then you got this vulnerability to you. Then you got somebody else abusing you, and then somebody else abusing you. It just doesn't stop unless you get the proper counseling, unless you get the proper help. And then for you out there that become trapped in the sex slave market, I'm an entertainer, okay? I'm around beautiful girls all the time. They want to sing, they want to dance, they want to model. So many girls come to Vegas to be a dancer. They don't end up a dancer. They don't end up a Broadway dancer. They don't end up a showroom dancer. They might end up on a pole in some strip club, and then from there they end up in the hands of some pimp, and then from there they end up in some sex trafficking. I'm keeping it real, okay? This is real talk. Just like in our schools, they do dare to keep kids off drugs. Well, I'm an ambassador for peace. I'm saying let's make people aware and care. I want to go into the schools and talk to these kids and say, hey, be aware that there's a problem. Care enough to do something about it. All you parents, you know, get into the swing of talking to your kids. Find out what's going on. You know, they're online. They could be the next victim. Mm-hmm. They're answering jobs online, and they're not real jobs. Mm-hmm. And another thing, you guys got to be careful for these creeps in the parking lots. Maybe you're a pretty girl. You walk by, they go, hey, beautiful, you want to smell this perfume? You smell it, you pass out. Did you know about that? They're abducting people on these perfumes. Here, smell this. We'll give you a free sample. You smell it, you pass out. They put you in the trunk, they drive off with you. Mm-hmm. There's so much danger, and you got to be aware, and you got to care enough to do something about it. So most of you know me to make you laugh, but this ain't a laughing matter. Just come down to City Hall, take 2 hours to come down, get away from your TV, get away from the same old crap that you do something meaningful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. I love it.
Perfect.
Yeah, 9 minutes. It's really good.
Okay.
I do this on the internet and send it to you guys in an email before I shoot it.
Okay.
Was that okay? Did I say too
loved
much?
it. No.
No, that was
I mean,
great.
I didn't
Very
know.
good.
Keeping it
you
real.
were telling me about the kids shopping. there's
All I can tell, yeah, there's so many stories. It's awful.
Yeah, but that knockout drug